What's good in the hood? It's the drop with Ese Doc. And in the building today, we have Mr. Lil Uno.
That's right, that's right. Glad to be here with Ese Doc.
Yes, yes. Now, so if you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Lil One, man. OG in the game, man. Legend. San Diego legend for sure. Legend in the game as far as music and Chicanos doing music out here. Lil One's been putting it down, and he's been around the greats, and he is a great.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't see myself like that, but thank you.
I feel you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like the greats are like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just doing your thing, and because if you kind of self boost yourself up all the time, I feel that that can kind of boost your ego all the time.
1,000,000%. That's a dangerous way to live.
And we live in a society where everyone is a superstar in their mind, right? So those that are humble and fly under the radar.
They say that like great power and like is like high voltage. Like you have to treat it with respect because it could boost you into your demise in an instant if you don't handle it with care. Your power is no different than high voltage, and if you really think about it, it's true. Think if you were walking right now and you heard bzzz and the high voltage, you'd be like, "Oh, I got to be careful." Yeah. You know what I mean? So we fall into this space sometimes where, power or money or fame or success falls in our lap, and we don't handle it with care because we think it's forever. That's why I said what I said the other day about the king. About this too shall pass. Like we have to have that balance to be able to respect, every moment of our life, to be able to respect and learn from it, honor it. And that's the only way that we can earn our evolution.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like you've been reading a lot of good books, man, because I really enjoy going online and hearing your positive messages. And so tell me a little bit about that transformation, right? Of at what point did you kind of shift? Because I think we all kind of have that transformation point. I definitely had one, and learning is an everyday thing, and every day you grow. But for you, when would you say was that moment that you kind of shifted your thinking into I'm gonna just make better choices for me, for my family, just different mind state? When did that happen for you?
It happened right after my brother died. Okay. I was already like away from other things, because I was deep into the music and all that. But when my brother died and my daughter was born, which was crazy the way, like symmetrically the way it happened, but I felt responsible for that, because me and my brother had a really turbulent relationship. So he was trying to mend with me, and at the time I was an alcoholic still. So we went and we drank and we got in an argument. He tried to, say goodbye to me and shake my hand, and I like slapped his hand away, and he drove off and he crashed and he died. So right when my life, and I was already in darkness at that time, so just right when I didn't really like understand what was happening, like I was about to get into that real darkness. And at the same time, I just had a brand new daughter at the time. So I remember walking out of the bathroom one day, and she saw me, and she had like this burst of joy. And I'm like, damn, like she has no idea that I'm an alcoholic. Nothing. She just loves me and depends on me. And that's where it all started. Man,
my condolences, my brother.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing that. And happy, belated Father's
Likewise.
Day. I seen you with the kids, man. So that was your daughter, I think, that it was in the.
Yeah, I had my daughters. I had my son, my two sons, and just family, And we went to SeaWorld and we hung out, and it was beautiful, man.
Oh, brother. Well, again, man, that's a story for a lot of us too, and it's just there's just no way for us to know when something happens. I lost my mom too, like
I'm sorry to hear that.
in '99, man. Cancer, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of regrets that I have there too, man.
Yeah, no.
Because I feel like I didn't know we were gonna lose her. It happened real fast, and I don't think that I took the best steps. Like, had I known, right, then I might have done some things differently or valued my time with her more, spend more time with her. And so it took me a long time. I think it's been, for me, 23 years before I can even open up and talk about it, those losses that we have, man.
And man, just you feeling that way shows that you have conviction. I lost my mom in 1994. To a brain tumor. So my whole family, separated. Like, my mom was abandoned by her mom when she was 12. So another family raised her, and they were abusive to her. So when she got old enough, she left that situation. So all she really had that was hers were us. So we don't have any cousins, no uncles, no grandparents, nothing. We just had each other. But it was the same, dog. You just got to remember, we're at a different point. We're in a different space. We didn't really engage too much with the magnitude of the things that are the little things that are really the big things. Yeah. The hug, the talk, the smile, the food, the laundry, all the little things, you know what I mean? So, it's it kind of shaped me, to where I'm at in my life now that I'm a dad. Now that I'm a father. And that was a process too, because I was a really young father. You know what I mean? So now that I have a grown one, another grown one, 2 teenagers, and then I have a little baby, you know what I mean? But, it's been the greatest gift for me. Like I've said this before, like we're souls that incarnate into this human flesh. And, it's our responsibility to take care of our soul, dog. If we take care of our soul, we're able to take care of the people that we love around us much, much better.
Yes. Man, there was a book about souls, man. I forgot the name of that book. But
Seed of the Soul? No.
I think that's what it was. And it says, but it's about reincarnation and how we, behave and how many times we've been here. And stuff like that. But yeah, that's what it's called.
Gary Zukav. That's a really good book. And he's a great teacher if you look at his history. Like, he was addicted to porn. He was addicted to drugs. And I've learned a lot from him too.
That's crazy, man. I was seeing this thing. Social media is wild, man. Because I think we come from a time when we didn't have that social media. We didn't have access to like infinite information like we have now. But I was seeing something about, man, like, the brain scans are like, and this could be false, I don't know, but the brain scans of folks that watch a lot of porn are equal to the brain scans of like heroin addicts. And I'm like, man, is that true?
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Dog, like that's insane, But you have to remember, like, everyone, in a sense, is looking for the dopamine.
That part, yeah.
Everybody's looking for the dopamine. Everybody's looking for the next high. People will lie, cheat, and steal, go around whatever they have to do to get to the dopamine. And 10 times out of 10, that's a very dangerous situation to be in. I've been there, you've been there, we all been there. But ultimately, like, if we don't learn from the dangers of the dopamine, you learn the hard way and you self-destruct and you lose a piece of yourself. And then, the objective is to learn from that. We give up things that are pure. We give up things that we love. We give up, things that are good in our life for that dopamine. And then you self-destruct in the process, and you lose and you lose and you lose. And that's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because sometimes we don't know how to heal from that. We don't know how to heal from that. We hold resentment. We hold anger. We replay it in our head. It becomes a redundant cycle of madness, and we fall into this ruminated state, and then you feel resentment and anger for a person. And we're not supposed to live like that. We're supposed to be free. And it takes a lot of growth, a lot of sincerity to your growth to be able to mend privately with a person that hurt you and you can just keep going with your life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to fall into this chapter of revenge. Yeah. You could just say, cool, I learned from that. You know, you got to take it the same way you dish it out. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And then you just keep on going, dog. You know, I'm at a point in my life where I want absolutely no fuckery in my life. You know, I brought pain to people in my life, and people have brought pain in my life. The objective is to turn our pain into purpose and be able to not resolve things, but dissolve them, so you could just keep on going.
Right. No, for sure. A lot of growth, man. You know, and not everyone's at that same, you know, level, and it's important to be around people that have gone through those struggles, and then also made the same decisions as to how they're going to move forward. Because you know, you can have two people that have the same brokenness, right? Both of you had the same traumas. But both of you chose different ways to cope with those traumas, right? Or to get your dopamine fix. Because you can go work out and get that same dopamine fix as you would if you go and get drunk, you know. But one thing's destructive, it's going to lead you to destruction. And then, you know, one thing's actually good for you. So, yeah, definitely, you know, having that growth and making those better decisions.
And not only that, but I mean, like, to me, man, it's beautiful to have, like, me and you go back. We go back a long time, you know, and just, you know, being real. Yeah. You know, I've always thought you were one of the best. You know, I always thought you had like major skill. So, you know, I want to record some of this stuff and repost it, of course. You know, but I always thought you were one of the best. You know, like you had bars back then, your voice, you know, your Candace, it was always, you know, on point. I would always wonder, like, well, I wonder what happened to Doc, you know what I mean? Because you were so dope with it. But it's dope to be able to see you on this journey, excavating, being an emotional archaeologist.
Yeah.
You know, that's the bag.
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about a destructive state, like people don't understand that destructive things come in disguise.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people walk by the freezer at the liquor store, that 40-ounce looks nice, that bottle of Alizé looks nice. The next day, you got more problems than you did before you purchased it.
Yep.
You know, but again, dog, like, ultimately, I've learned from my alcoholism. I learned from being a womanizer. I learned from being, you know, a partial truth teller. I learned from all of that. You know, and that's how it's got to be, and you can't be afraid to say that. Yeah. You know, they're like, yeah, I learned. Yeah. You know, so now I always say this, like I have my own galaxy. Okay. I have my own galaxy. So if I see another dude in my galaxy, I know what he went through to be there. Okay. Like an astronaut. If you see another astronaut, you're going to know what the fuck that astronaut went through to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's an immediate respect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not a lot of astronauts. Right. You know what I'm saying? People pose, people recite, and they don't implement, so they don't experience. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, you know, looks. There's people, I've told you this before, there's people that are physically fit that are emotionally obese. Oh, yeah. You know, dog, so same thing here for the culture, dog. Like, our culture is beautiful. And I do feel that there's not enough people speaking up or doing things to put the culture on a platform, dog. Yeah. If you think about all the other cultures, they do their own shit. You know, so that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of that. You know, I want to be able to do this all over the country, all over the world, dog. Yeah. And put a platform on our culture, from the art to the Aztec dancers to the mariachis to the cars to the music. Like, people, the Delphonics aren't Chicanos. Man. Dog, it's part of our culture.
Man, Delphonics, man. Because for me, it's like when I was 14, man. And my family's from Texas, you know, so Juarez in Texas, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
You're from San Diego, and then you got TJ right across the border, man.
Juarez is crazy.
Oh, man.
I've been to El Paso, and it's like, Juarez is like right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you could see it. Like, it's just like a little fence, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to get too close sometimes because the bullets, man, be flying. But So yeah, man. So they listen to like a different kind of oldies over there, more like of the oldies but goodies tapes,
Right.
You know, Tears on My Pillow, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then when we moved out here, I lived in LA for a couple of years, and then been out here since I was about 13 and a half, 14 years old. So I grew up here mainly in Vegas.
In Vegas.
And then, you know, I got into all the cool oldies. Is that's what I thought. You know,
Yeah,
like
the Delphonics, Plastic and the
all
Wicked,
smooth
the
ones,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the low rider oldies, the ones that made you
Duke
cool,
of Earl,
man.
like,
Oh
yeah.
So, where did that start for you? As far as the wanting to bring this show to the masses and to the culture, where did that idea form for you?
Well, I've always believed in my own way that that I have a really symbiotic, pure, silent, powerful relationship with music. You know, people have been running from the present moment for thousands of years. And the way that goes synonymous with music for me is when I was a kid and they would have, you know, parades, and there was music and there was food and there was art. You forgot about everything. Now that I'm older, I realize that I was in the present moment.
Oh, okay.
I was in the present moment when I was experiencing the music and the art, because all I wanted to do was just dance with it. You know, so that's how I started making music. You know, my brothers were older than me, so, you know, they were on the hip hop shit. They would play the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Curtis Blow, you know, LL Cool J. So I'd be like, I could do that, because I never saw any color.
Yeah.
I never saw any color. I didn't even know what racism really was at that point. Slightly, but not to like the extreme. I've always saw music ageless, timeless, colorless, nameless. You know, I've always thought music was like this energetic frequency from outer space.
Yeah.
So
It is. Yeah.
it is, you know. So when I went into the artist part of my life, I had abandoned those important qualities that I grew up with, because I was already into the alcoholism and the fame and the validation and the women and, you know, being drunk and trying to be cool and living in your ego. So that's you know, that's not the vertical path of your growth. That's the horizontal path of your growth. You're living in the opposite circumstance. You know, I learned one time that there are certain people that can do certain things, but certain things have to be done a certain way. You know, and when you really dig deep into your passion, when you make music for passion, money doesn't matter, and it won't bother you.
Right.
It'll never bother you. There's people on death row right now that have peace for what they've done.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn about going to the electric chair.
Right.
Don't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
So
They've accepted
it,
life and their outcome.
and you know, it's what it is. So I would go when I would go do shows, I would see the people, dog. I always felt like maybe this is the only album that I really did in that time that came from my soul.
Okay.
Once in a decade, because it was my first album. So I felt that came from my soul, because I hadn't experienced any fame yet.
All right. So there was no expectations that you were trying to fulfill for other people.
I just wanted to spit.
Yeah. Okay.
I just wanted, like, when is my turn?
Okay. All right. Well, that's the pure essence of this music that we do.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And then after that, you know, everything changed, and then it changed again, and then it changed and it changed, and now I'm here. You know, so people always tell me, like, why don't you put yourself in these lineups, or why don't you like? I'm not doing it for that.
Well, you had mentioned that that you were doing it for the experience, right? You wanted everyone to experience, and now you touched on it, what you experienced before, as far as a connection with the now moment, because everyone's always trying to escape in some way or another, and this is kind of a pure form for everyone to come together in unison, enjoy that moment at the same time. You know?
Yeah, dog, and you know, we get to show them what the present moment feels like effortlessly.
Okay.
You can download songs and movies, but you can't download an experience.
Very true.
You know, so when they go home, they're going to remember what that felt like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just an experience, man.
Yeah, it's an experience, dog, you know?
Is.
And, you know, I think being able to get outside of your immediate self and get outside of your immediate data and your traditional thinking and what's registered, you know, when you're able to get outside of that, you're able to explore and experience and live a different world, a different life, a different galaxy. You got to remember, I always say this, like the only thing that's a fact is that we register data, but it's not a fact that the data is a fact.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
But our subconscious doesn't know the difference.
You know that we learn in school and we believe what they tell us.
Yeah.
We don't know any better. We believe Mr. Woods in social studies.
But we're like, oh, that makes us feel better that we know. Mr. like the memes of Cardi B with when she was a little girl. My mama told me this, right? So like Mr. Woods taught me this. So
yeah.
I feel better. It helps my confidence. But then that's all you have is this confidence is built around, you know, just information that was passed on to you. And it serves a purpose when at a certain stage, but then at a different stage, at a different level, then you've got to find your own answers and kind of bring it all together, right? Where you're just experiencing the moment or trying to. Because I feel like especially if we've gone through things in our life, we're always reaching for something, right? So only if I get stardom, you know, only if I get my album done and I get it out to people.
If I get this amount of money.
Yeah, if I get this car, money, this house.
If this person hears me.
But then you get the house, and then
it's the same thing.
And then it's still you, man.
It's still the same thing. You can't, like Sugar Free says, everywhere you go, there you are.
Yeah, man. No matter where you go,
no matter what. And I think that's the real psychological trickery. When you believe your own bullshit. Yeah. You know, I've done it. You know, I've experienced both sides of being the giver and having it be given to me. Yeah. So you have to stop that cycle. You have to value yourself. You got to have integrity for yourself. You have to respect yourself and not accept that for yourself. Yeah. So when you say, okay, cool, then, and you truly accept it, you realize you really didn't lose anything or anyone. Yeah. You really didn't. Like anyone that plays you, lies to you, deceives you, you know, lies in your face and has a fucking conspiracy against you and looks at you and smiles like, the fuck you want a person like that around you anyway? You know what I mean? Right. You know, again, and vice versa. I'm not just saying about other people. I've been that guy in the past too. Yeah. You know, so when you want to live with honor, you want to live with integrity, like you got to do that shit with action, not just words.
You got to give real value.
Real value. So and real purpose.
Like when I reached out, I'm like, hey man, I just want to be a part of it. You know, I just want to be a part of it to bring this show to the people and what can I do, right?
Yeah.
Not what you know what can you do for me? It's like I just want to be a part of it. I know that in putting together big things, it's like it takes a lot of people. Yeah. You ever see the end credits to a movie?
Yeah.
And there's like names upon names, the names of everyone that was a part of that to bring that movie to life and bring it to you.
Like right now,
so you need a big team, you know.
Right now we met with like 10 people. Yeah. You know, there's from the ticketing to the shuttles to the back line, you know, to the administrating of handling the ticket system, you know, to the vendors, to the space, to the cars, to the insurance. It's a lot. You know, this is about $250,000 festival.
Woo! It's a lot. It's a lot of people involved to make it happen, man. And I think it's wonderful. You know, when I saw it and I saw that you were, you know, behind it. And I'm sure there's other people involved, right? But I just felt the vibe, you know, and I was like, man, this just feels good, man. So I'm really glad to see this all come together.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you, you know, on stage doing your thing in front of your hometown.
My brother, man.
Yeah,
man.
I want to see that for you. I want to see that.
Man.
I'm gonna be happy when I see that.
And I appreciate the opportunity you put me on, man.
It's all good, bro.
And honestly, for me, it came together as I was listening to that Rider Music album and the song that I sent you. And I was like, man, this is such a feel good song. Like this, and it's a Brentwood, you know, remix, you know. But I'm like, this is such a good song, man.
Yeah, dog. Like I said, you've always been super dope, bro. You've always been super dope, bro. You know, man, keep going, dog. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. I don't want to bag on anybody or nothing, but the climate of music right now is like swamp water.
Man, it's, you know, like you said, it's spiritual. It comes from the universe, you know, so it's just a matter of us doing it, and we tap into that frequency, and then the universe speaks through us, right? And then we paint our art. Right now, the art is, you know, the podcast and having these deep conversations, because there's so many people that actually tune in and listen, and they're trying to take things away to make their life a little better.
Yeah.
You know, so I think this is a great thing that we're doing for the people.
I think so too.
I want to take this because I know you've got your family and you're on a time limit. I want to take this time for you to really talk about the show. Let the people know what the show is, when it's happening, and what they need to do to get their ticket.
Well, like I said, you know, I don't bag on nobody, but, you know, I see the way that people use our culture to try to gain success, monetary success, but they never use the word Mexican, Mexicano, Mexico, raza, Chicano. You know what they use? Taco, tamales, michelada, the Michelada Fest, the Taco Fest, you know, and no disrespect, but I wanted to make sure and name it the Chicano Music Festival, so people knew that it's coming from the foundation of our people. Okay. You know, I always feel like the energetic frequencies of our ancestors are right beside me. All right. I always feel that. I feel it right now. Okay. You know, and so September 9th at Craig's Ranch, you know, it'll be Tierra Legacy, Richard Bean from Malo, Sly Slick and the Wicked, the Delphonics, Mary Jane Girls, the Midnighters, Conejo, Mr. Shadow, Miss Crazy, Clica One, You, Finis, Dominator, you know, so it's going to be a good situation. But again, outside of the music, there'll be live art, there'll be mariachis, there'll be Aztec dancers, there'll be cars, and the ambiance is going to be insane. So, you know, you can get your tickets at ChicanoMusicFest.com, and we're going to come back to Vegas and do it until, you know, the moon falls on the planet.
Nice. So y'all heard it, ChicanoMusicFest.com. That's the website. Go there now. Get your ticket. We got some VIP tickets as well. So get your VIP tickets, because those are going to run out first. There's only a limited amount of VIPs. Right, so make sure you get those tickets. It's going to be a great experience at the Craig Ranch Amphitheater.
Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper than the typical festival going around, you know. So come experience it. It's going to be beautiful. All ages. There'll be food. There'll be vendors. There'll be great music. There'll be great energy, and you will leave with an experience.
Be a great experience. And Little Uno, Mr. Lil One, thank you for bringing this show to Las Vegas. We look forward to it. It's going to be a great experience. I hope everyone is hyped up, and you tell your family about it, and you bring the kids, right? It's a kid-friendly event. Yeah. Right? So you can, and talking about miches, you can have your miches.
Yeah, you get your michelada, you can eat whatever, food, and see a historical festival. I always say that things that are special, it's kind of like color showing up in a black and white movie before your eyes. Okay. Right. So that's what you're about to experience.
Nice. Wonderful, man. I can't wait. Again, thank you for bringing this show to Las Vegas, and we hope to make it an annual event. So I know a lot of folks are looking forward to seeing a lot of the artists that are on that ticket. Miss Crazy is one that I've gotten some feedback. I'm like, I want to see Miss Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right, yeah, she's gonna be there.
It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great, man. I appreciate you, dog. You know, you're a good dude. Keep on your journey. Keep doing your podcast. Anything you need from me, man, I'm right here.
Right on, brother. Same here. Thank you for joining us. Again, everyone, go to the site. Go to my social media if you're not already on there, SA_Docwell. What's your social? Your social media, not your social.
I only have Instagram. So if you see anything else, it's not mine. So my Instagram is at Mr. Little One 619.
All right, so go there, and the link's on there for the tickets and to get more information. All right, thank you for coming out.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you all for listening. Peace.
Let's go.